Good evening. Welcome to the June 3rd meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment.
Tina Connor. I happened to watch the YouTube meeting where the general fund balance was discussed. I didn't think it was an issue to discuss it. That's not a problem. But I'm not quite sure where the amount of 200,000 came from. I said we had over 2 million. The only thing that came close to talking about hundreds of thousands would be if we got so close to the bills going out in collection that a school check would be held. I never said we had a $200,000 balance. I was a tax collector, finance administrator, and a treasurer, and I know I would not be that calm to tell you that we hadn't even got a warrant yet, that if we had $200,000, we would have been working on a TAN. I never said $200,000. I don't know how that got translated.
Well, that was what I heard.
I said we had over 2 million, but I didn't.
So that's
have
what you had in the
exact-
account,
We had over 2 million, yes,
in the account balance.
yes.
So how is that getting tight?
I didn't
Because that
say
was
it
expressed to
at
me
that
by
time
someone else.
talking to
No,
you.
you didn't say that to me, and you never went on to say that we'd be borrowing a TAN. You didn't
No, I
explain
didn't.
any of that
No,
information
there wasn't
at all.
a need
I mean,
to.
I know that, you know that.
Right, but there wasn't a need to at that.
I would
but
never
did
have been even concerned if it was $2 million.
Right, but that was the
But,
first thing
I
I
was told
said. We had a little
200,000,
over
so-
2 million in there.
Well, we both, we disagree on that matter.
But, so I just
Okay.
choose not to discuss it then outside of, if that's what's gonna, I never, ever said $200,000.
Well, that was what you said, so,
It's not, but that's okay.
yep.
Any other public comment?
To back that up, Donna Osborne, I was sitting on that board in 2005. When one person says something like that, it affects every one of you, Jan. And I feel as a person outside of the box, you shouldn't go to anyone's business. I don't care if it's Tina, Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, you buy coffee there, but don't bring up personal stuff, well, public stuff like that, because, let me finish.
No, I'm not gonna say
Because you're so busy running around, you can misunderstand what people are saying. And I feel that by watching YouTube, because I didn't watch it that night, calling people liars is not like that, like you did that night. And if you don't remember it, I'm sorry if you don't, because I think it's unnecessary to call people liars like Naomi. You need to communicate, stick together. You're one board. Takes only one bad apple in that basket, and you're all affected. You all look like that. And if you don't, I just, as a public standing here person, I feel that you owe everybody an apology. The public, your board that you sit with. I just feel it was, didn't need to be. You could have gone to Naomi in her office and dealt with it without saying it right here and making everybody feel that high. And that's the only reason I only watched YouTube. And you did, to me. If I was sitting on that board, I would have been devastated. I would have asked you to leave after you told me that I could leave. That is very, very uncalled for.
Any other public comment? Yes, no, maybe? Okay.
Can I just say that that meeting, I didn't even get to say what I wanted to say in the beginning before it was brought up. I mean, Naomi brought it up, that there was an email or whatever that was sent, and you called me unethical for making a phone call. There was a lot that was not explained at that time, and you know what? I'm really too upset right now to go through it. But maybe I shouldn't have used the terminology lied to me, but you know very well that the IT people come in on Tuesdays. The assessing, Lauren usually comes in on Wednesdays. Whether it's 1 week or another week, I even know that from having been here, and they've been coming for a long time. What I was really trying to convey is by the RSA, the selectmen should have been the ones making the decision of it not being given to the tax collector on the 15th. That was what I was really trying to convey that night. It got all messed up. I know I lost my cool, and I apologize for that, and I apologize to the board. And Naomi, I was upset. But when I heard Tuesday, that Lauren was coming in on Tuesday, I thought it was all being taken care of, that she was coming on her, not a day that she usually comes, which is Wednesday, but that she was coming Tuesday so that the warrant could be possibly finished on Tuesday, run off, and given, if we could come in on Wednesday and sign it off and give it to the tax collector, because that's what the RSA says. Now, I realize it doesn't say anything in the RSA about a fine or a penalty or anything like that, but it does say that it's the selectmen's responsibility, and that's why I felt as though it should have been our decision to say whether it was okay for it not to be delivered on the correct time. That, and it all,
If we're gonna, may I?
yeah.
I never pointed out one person, if you watch YouTube. I started out very generally, and I said, there's been an awful lot of discussion about the RSA and the tax warrant. And then you jumped in before I even finished what I was saying, and you handed around an RSA at the same time. But also, I don't know that you were aware that we were not ready to print tax bills. You don't know that. I'm almost certain. Because Tuesday, when I delivered the tax warrant to the tax collector
This past Tuesday.
on the 21st,
No,
I got
she has
I got
five.
an email asking when IT was coming because she needed an update before we could print bills. So we got carried away, and just the whole wheels fell off the bus on that week, which I get phone calls up north pulling me out of a conference.
Now you
over-
got the 2 weeks.
No, I don't.
You were in the conference?
I was at a conference the 14, 15, and 16.
Right.
And all of this happened on the 15th. So I was constantly getting pulled out of the conference, had to run out, answer a phone call, run back in, run out, put a fire out, run back in. That's disrespectful to the speaker. But you guys had me there. But then when we talked about it on Monday, I delivered it first thing Tuesday morning. And at 8:37, I got an email wanting to know when IT was coming because there's an update needed before bills could be printed. Why couldn't the update have been done last week when we were stirring everybody up? That's what I don't understand.
Well, I don't understand either why they weren't told, this office wasn't told, the town clerk had told everybody in town by the Weare in the World, which is where I read it, which was my concern, that the computers were going to be shut down for Monday and Tuesday, that Monday and Tuesday,
And
which
things
meant they
happen.
couldn't have gone
Sure.
out anyway.
Yep.
So it's, you know what it is? It's a whole lack of communication is what it is.
Right.
And I think that we need to get better with that and pull everybody in. And that's just like today. I
What
mean,
happened today?
well, no. I mean, WMUR was here today.
They still are.
They are.
Yeah, they're here now. I mean, why weren't we, as a board,
Well,
advised what was going on?
Well, it goes back to the subscribe to e-news. It was on there first thing this morning. It was on the union leader as to that.
As a selectman, I think it would be a courtesy just to let us know that that's
think we-
Well,
going
as a
on. 'Cause, I
selectman, it
mean,
would have been courtesy to call me before you called everybody else about the tax bills.
I'm gonna call one person.
Well, you did. You called one person, but you asked a little bit more than I think you should have.
Okay, we have a difference of agreement on
We
that,
do, but I still think that a public
Yeah.
apology is due to not just me. There's some other people in this crowd, there's a public apology that's due.
I know. And
I-
I gave one to one party today.
Not publicly.
No, I didn't do it publicly
Well,
because
she
I,
asked for a public apology in her email.
okay. I apologize to you again. Okay. And, she's the only one that I mean,
Well,
I
I
don't.
know, we
don't-
also talked about someone else that's sitting here. We
Right,
talked about her several times without her even being present, and I think that's improper. And I
Okay.
think she's owed an apology as well.
okay. Wendy, I owe you an apology. Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, moving along, Todd Carmarco? Yeah, you have to come up, unfortunately. Yeah, good, next contestant on The Price is Right.
So Todd is here on behalf of, Todd was awarded the bid for the Woods property,
Okay,
okay? And there was a little bit of, I don't want to say misunderstanding, there was a little bit of paperwork that needed to be done. And so the paperwork was handled last Wednesday. Conservation met and fixed that part of it. But there's also a forestry notification that is due through DES that I just got from him, that needs to be signed by the board as the owners of the land.
okay,
So I don't know what more you want from Todd, other than we need to sign this.
okay.
Yeah, I have it all signed and filled out. I'm just
This
waiting
is
for
it?
his signature, so I
There's
can pass
actually
it
two
on.
of them while we're talking about DES notification, if he wants to elaborate as to why he needs one. Because
love
you
to.
do have another one.
I
on
honestly, I
Merrill.
really don't know the whole law about why I need one. I just know that I need one.
You need one, yeah. Must be some kind of infringement area.
Yeah, we have a wetlands crossing, I
Okay.
mean, to get onto the property where I actually have bridges that I'm gonna put in, but there's still, just,
That temporary
Yeah.
bridging stuff, yeah.
yeah, so, that's all.
There's only one spot on this to have signed.
You have to authorize the chair to sign it on behalf of the owner. But there's also there's
We're-
two
we're
of
the
them
owners,
coming your
right?
way.
Yeah, so we're the owner, so.
There's one on Merrill Road that's done by Hardwick, not him.
Okay,
So there's gonna be two wetlands notifications done. So,
I'll make a motion to have the chairman sign for the agent for the owner, being the town, for the forestry notification on the Woods property.
is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
who's abstaining?
Me.
Oh, you.
We sign it.
Exactly.
That's why he's abstaining.
I don't think, and then what do I do with it after? Send it?
Yeah.
I just need a copy and I send it.
Okay.
That's what I was told. I don't know if that's
All right, because
how
I
it
have to do
happens.
something with that one to go to the state.
Your copy?
I don't know, there's a note on there that I'm supposed to make a copy but send it to the state.
Yeah, I'm not sure, so. All I know is I need a copy, I have to send it to the state.
Okay.
Just one signature, right?
There's only one spot, yeah.
This is the what, Phelps property?
It's the Felch Farm on Merrill Road.
Yeah. And I'll make a motion to have the chairman sign as the owner representing the town of Weare for a forestry notification to DES for the Felch Farm property on Merrill Road.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. I think you're all set.
Thank
I
you.
can print out my copy. from there. You need that, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah. I made a
Thank you.
copy on the phone.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, who made the motion?
Recognize Jack Dearborn.
The Honorable Jack Dearborn Esquire.
Here's the pictures.
Nope. Jack wants to remove a little stone wall area, make truck turning a little easier off of one of his lots on Gould Road, 148 Gould Road. Tax
It's
map,
actually lot 50,
It's-
excuse me,
Yeah,
lot
lot-
94.
map 11, lot 94.
Yeah.
It just gave a physical address of 148.
That'd be my house.
That's your house. All right, so let's not log the house
I don't
off,
want
huh?
to do that.
Not yet. So you're looking for 6 feet?
Yeah, basically, yeah, it was 22 feet, and the logger asked the forester to coordinate with me in getting the town to request 6 more feet wide. And we also met with Benji, and I think we put 6 extra feet on the 18-inch culvert. And the real issue is tractor-trailer long haul for logs these days. And it's different than a 10-wheeler or a triaxle. So it's basically keeping the turning trucks left, it's gonna go up the hill, front left wheel from going off the pavement. And that's really the issue, because if it goes back on the pavement on a hot day, we're gonna have all kinds of problems. So it's basically just that, and we currently have the 22 feet gravelled with 3-inch, and there's basically 6 rocks there. I'll just push them out of the way with my tractor. And when we're done, I'll put them back, so I don't have to buy a bigger gate. That's pretty much it.
So they gonna take that 3-inch out when they're done? Or you gonna take that 3-inch out when you're done? Or just
Well,
kind of spruce it up a little bit?
I don't know. It was pretty low, and it's pretty shallow over the culvert, and they were worried about collapsing the culvert.
So this might just tidy it up a little bit and leave it and put a gate back up?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
and I'll be happy to push it back up. I asked Benji, and he said, as long as you're even with it, we're worried about crushing the 18-inch galvanized. It doesn't have very much cover when they rebuilt the road.
No.
Oh, probably washed off too, so. So it's only about 6 inches, 2 rocks deep, and then going in, a lot of mud.
Yeah.
So they just put enough to get the tractor trailers and trucks in.
Just into the landing?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Give the
I've
board
already
a
seen it
chance.
at the planning board. He was at the
Okay.
planning board, so we already approved it there.
So Sherry just needs to see it.
So you've actually moved the rocks that you needed to move?
Pardon me?
Have you actually moved the
No.
rocks? Okay, 'cause I was down by
No.
there today and I said, geez, I don't think any of
Well,
them
it
moved.
looks like there's some activity, but you see the post right?
Yeah, I saw that.
This is what I want to move to that post.
Okay, so right now the gravel just goes up to here.
Correct.
Okay.
It actually comes here where they
Yes.
since did the, but I'm just going to move these 6, 7 rocks back, and then when they're done, I'll put it back and put my gate back up.
Any other discussion? I'll move to allow Jack Dearborn to move approximately 6 feet of stone wall to be placed back after his logging operation is completed at tax map number 411, lot 94.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I abstain.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jack.
They gotta stand there until somebody acknowledges.
Okay.
You don't have the 20th. I spoke to Hannah. She didn't get them to me, so you do not have the minutes of the 20th. You have the 13th, I think.
Haven't finished them.
Excuse me. You have the
All right.
13th? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The 13th. Gotta find him. we'll be chatting about what you were here for in a little bit,
Okay.
so. We got other business we gotta attend to as well, so. All right, page 1, the 13th. Anything on page 1?
I didn't find anything.
Page 2. Anything on 2? 3?
I don't think the first one is about, oh, wait a minute, the gazebo. The second one, Clinton Grove underpinning, it's talking mostly about the town hall bell tower.
So that should probably be town hall.
Nope.
What is it supposed to, wait a minute.
Wait,
Painting the base of the bell tower.
oh, no, you brought
Base of
up,
the
you
bell
brought
tower.
up the fact about painting the bell tower on,
there.
in Clinton Grove. And
Oh,
having,
okay.
and having Walker
Okay.
Roofing do it, and I said, well, that would probably be
Okay.
over $1,000 needs to be bid.
Okay, so
We
then
need to
that's
bid
my,
it.
So that's correct.
my
Correct.
mistake.
Then that's correct,
Okay.
yep.
Down under safety complex, second line down should be boards, so needs a D.
Okay, yep. Anything else on 3?
I thought, and I don't know, the board can correct me, that we were gonna have Naomi check out with, Mainline Graphics about the town hall sign, or is that,
I don't know.
was that what we decided?
I haven't
We
checked
took-
with anybody.
No, it doesn't say
mention- I
to in
didn't-
here, I'm
I don't-
just bringing it up.
Yeah,
That was one name that, but it says right on here, Mainline.
right,
Yes,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if,
Should have an E on Mainline.
yeah.
right.
I think something.
I think
like
that name did get brought up.
I brought it up
No, it
because
did bring it, they did bring it up, but
Sure,
I'm
you brought
just
it up.
wondering if there should be a sentence saying Naomi will follow up with Mainline.
No, because I don't believe that was ever
I
brought
just
up.
remember talking about it.
Okay.
I remember,
So we're not gonna do
I remember I was
anything.
pretty adamant against it,
Okay.
only for the fact of, I understand it's just the piece, but
Yes.
there's bigger fish to fry and spend money on in that building.
Okay, well, Tom Clow mentioned it again to
Right.
me at the yard sale the other day, so I just wanted to make
Yep.
sure that.
Right, yep.
Okay, that I brought it up,
and I
okay.
only brought Mainline Graphic up because they're the ones that did the sign for the library
Right.
and also,
Mm-hmm.
so it would-
Yep.
if we were gonna do something, it would be, look the same.
Depending on what the
Not a
cost,
hodgepodge.
would be, we'd have to put it out for bid anyway.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, anything else on 3? 4? Anything on 4?
Down where, I don't know, third, fourth paragraph down there, Selectman Burdick reported she saw Walker Roofing. I believe their last name is not Walker, but Miller.
Actually, it's called Reliable Roofing,
Yeah,
DBA
but
Walker Roofing.
Tom, last name isn't Walker, I think it's Miller.
Yeah,
It says Tom
but the-
Walker.
Oh, you're right, it is Miller.
It's Miller.
That's his
And
last
his
name.
son's name also, Mark Walker, it's Mark.
Mark is his brother.
Mark Miller?
Miller, yeah, it's
Yeah.
M-I-L-L, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, it is Miller, it's not Walker. But it's actually Reliable Roofing, DBA Walker
They've changed that or
Roofing,
something, yeah, yeah.
Anything else on 4?
Yes,
What?
correspondence and other business,
Yes.
fourth sentence down where it says not date, certification required, town administrator.
Yep.
So, Tom and,
Ton
Fits where it.
Anything else on 4? 5?
no.
Move to accept the May 13 minutes as amended.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Manifest, that's me. Okay. Let me get this much oxygen. Move to order the treasurer to sign payroll accounts payables checks dated June 6, 2019, as included in the following manifests. A payroll manifest of $62,049.82 for weekly and fire monthly payroll. An accounts payable manifest of $119,042.48. Supplemental payroll manifest of $1,293.20 for weekly Parks and Rec payroll. Accrual payout manifest of $16,155.43. A Weare School District manifest of $938,130 for a total of $1,136,670.93. The following manifests were previously ordered to be signed at the May 20th meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen for a payroll manifest of $53,136.59 for checks dated 5/30, accounts payable manifest of $29,102.39 for checks dated 5/30, and a fire department accounts payable manifest pre-approved by the Board of Fireworks for $1,607.43. As there is no selectmen's meeting scheduled for Monday, June 10th, move further order the treasurer to sign payroll checks dated June 13th, estimated to be about $65,000. Furthermore, order the treasurer to sign up to the amount of $70,000 for accounts payable, including fire department accounts payables approved by the Board of Fire Wards that cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting of June 20th without incurring late charges or interest. Reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the Board of Selectmen by inclusion in the manifest memo at the next scheduled meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Do you need oxygen?
I'm gonna need CPR pretty quick.
I need that, though.
Huh? You don't, no, you have your own coffee. Whoa, jot some numbers
That's,
down.
that's half of what you owe me.
Are you all set with this?
Only half? That's
Okay.
only half.
You're all
You
set
owe
with
me
it, though?
the
You
other
wanna talk about it?
half. The other half will
Okay.
be at 2 weeks.
Would you rather? Oh,
That
yeah.
was half of what you owed me. You owed me $1,876,000, so.
Personally, or
Taxpayers.
Well, would rather owe you than cheat you out of it, so.
More than $75, we're supposed to have a conversation.
Yeah, okay, well,
We gotta go out to bid.
All right, administrator's report.
yeah, first thing I got handed, which you saw Chief Azina come in, Mr. Chief French was here earlier today. There is a Department of Safety statewide interoperability executive committee has done a interoperable communications reprogramming initiative through Homeland Security. So both fire and police, and it's for reprogramming only. They need to have the information at close of day on June 14th. It is no cost to us. The only thing I'm gonna ask, and Chief Azina did, is we still have to track down some serial numbers. So with that being said, there does take someone on behalf of the town to sign this. So he had asked that, well, my name is on here anyway. I mean, he had asked, Chief Azina and Mr. French had asked that maybe I be authorized to, because there will be changes up through the 14th that they have to make for serial numbers on their portables, as well as the base station. So,
Should be 2 base stations.
yeah, there's one for each.
Yep.
But there's still some numbers, serial numbers that have to be put in.
Yep.
So they don't have them all together, because it was due today. And then there was a conversation, and then this came out that they extended it to June 14th.
Okay.
So we aren't gonna meet between then. So the conversation was that if you could authorize me to be your representative, then when they make their changes, I can sign it, it can go right to the state.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I know there's probably been some discussion out about, the whiskey barrels, whatever, plantings. If you recall, on May 29th, we had, a visitor from the garden club want to partake in possibly planting the planters. So I have reached out 3 times and have got nothing back from the person that was here. So I just asked the one that's done it all along to give us a bid, because I can't get someone else to give me a bid. So, I'd like someone, I mean, there's only one bid. She's been doing it all along. When the garden club didn't do it anymore, she picked up the reins and took it. I called her right after the 29th to tell her that we had said that the garden club could bid on it. Here we are, well after Memorial Day, and we don't have any bids but one. So, it's sealed, it's not open. I have no idea what it is. And I'm not sure where that's gonna take us. I mean, the flowers should have been in, but. Who seconded the grant?
I
Jack
did.
Thank you. Sorry, I have to be the minute taker
No,
too.
is it all in favor? Okay, and this is from Moody Pond, Town of Weare. Plant, water, weed, and feed 17 whiskey barrels in front of stone building and town offices for a quote of $1,900. Anybody want to see it?
That's to supply all the material. That's to water every
Water
week
every
and deadhead
week.
every week.
All right. What do you guys want to do on that? Board's wishes? Yes, no, maybe?
I'd say yes, we got patriotic celebration coming up.
Right, it's
Okay.
gonna be here the 22nd, right?
All right, no,
21st.
making a motion.
Make a motion, we award the bid to Moody Pond Marketplace to supply the flowers, do the deadheading, watering, and fertilizing, and whatever else is needed to the 17 whiskey barrel plant is located in various locations in town, between the town office and town hall and the
Stone Memorial.
Stone Memorial Building.
There isn't any at the
I'll
town
second
hall.
it.
Town hall,
Moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
yeah. Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain.
You're abstaining?
I'm gonna abstain.
The last tie.
You don't like flowers?
Yeah.
He wants plastic.
Not to pay twice for that.
All right, with that being said, I'm gonna move to, I believe, the two pieces of paper. One for, let's see, it doesn't matter where we start, they're all the same.
Do you want to give the statement first?
Actually, are you here by yourself? I'm with the reporter. Okay. Is that Kristen? Yes. Okay. Because I gave Kristen really all, I'm really not one to talk
Yeah.
tonight, because I can't.
Right. No, I know.
I'll be
That's fine.
golfing. So,
It's fine.
Good.
So far, so good. So far, so good.
You look just like you do on TV.
That's a good, yeah, identifiable. So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's no comment section right now, but we will make our statement. So, okay,
I already have.
which you already have. So,
That's all we really have.
But-
Just,
we'll say it though in public.
All right.
Unless you want me to read it.
well, you don't want, you don't want me to read it. Nor do you want to see me on TV.
Unfortunately, me.
Okay.
He's,
Okay,
that's why he gets paid the big bucks
Okay.
as the chairman.
the big bucks. Listen to this guy over here. So, the whole thing, right?
Just that top sheet?
Just top sheet, okay. Okay, so at the town of Weare, protecting the security and privacy of personal information is of the utmost importance. The town of Weare experienced a data security incident that may have impacted some individuals who were arrested or otherwise came into contact with the Weare Police Department prior to March 2017. We learned that one employee was the victim of a malware attack, which resulted in unauthorized access to the employee's machine and files between March 6, 2017 and March 13, 2017. Upon learning of the issue, we conducted a prompt and thorough investigation. As part of our investigation, we worked very closely with external cybersecurity professionals. The collection and analysis of all available forensic evidence took a significant amount of time. We provided website and media notice as soon as practical upon completion of the extensive investigation. The town of Weare has no evidence right now that any information has been misused. Out of an abundance of caution, we provided website and media notice of this incident. We are taking this matter very seriously and continue to take significant measures to protect the information that we maintain. And that's all we have to say on the cyber attack, unfortunately. Board?
Yeah, you're the spokesman.
Yes.
I just need to ask it.
Mhm.
We were wondering why the delay, since the breach happened in March of 2017, the town was made aware of January 2018, and now it's June of 2019. We're just wondering why there was such a long length of time in between those two.
The investigation.
Okay.
And again, we were working closely with other authorities, and we were kind of at their mercy as far as when information could be released, this statement could be released, et cetera.
Okay, so the investigation, so you guys were made aware, the investigation was ongoing, and that's how long
Yes,
it took.
that's it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody will know me. I know, they already do now that I've read my piece.
Kristen, do you want your microphone?
Microphone.
Kristen?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it as a souvenir if you want, but I'll hang it on my wall. That's fine, I just hang it up on my wall. Yeah, look what I found on the side of the road.
Your first
Yeah.
news
Thank you.
conference.
Yeah, so, okay, we'll continue with the administrator's report.
Okay, so let's do I guess we'll go to the building ones first. We talked briefly about the Walker roofing that's ongoing. I don't know exactly when completion is. I haven't had a chance to snag them.
I can't get a hold of them either myself.
Excuse me.
I saw him out there today. They were up
Yeah,
there.
it's gonna be like after 10.
They were there around 9:45 when I came through,
Okay.
so.
We'll
And they
try.
were- And they were busy working, so.
Because I really don't know where they are in the process either. I don't know. I do know that the roof does look
They look
new,
like
but
they're
I don't
cut-
know, I don't know what that is.
Well, I'll be up there at 10 tomorrow for sure.
Is it gonna be clear? The Gordon Brown building, she's also trying to obviously catch them to go down there to try to paint, because we have, I got these two, we've gone through bags of them. And Sherry, do we wanna just share, I mean, you always got the information about what you would ask me for?
Yeah, I had asked Naomi to check with the attorney about us doing work down at the barn, because the Historical Society would like to probably insulate and upgrade the electrical down there so it could be used, and opened more often. And Naomi sent the information back from the attorney that we would have to probably put that back on a warrant article to change.
Yeah, because it was very explicit, and we know how that works. So when you explicitly tell everybody what you're doing, which we were gonna do, open 4 times a year, and for cold storage, that's kind of where we are.
Right.
So with whatever we want to do, when we come around to warrant articles, we have to be, if you're gonna have a year open and to be a educational institution type thing, we can talk about that, but I guess nothing will be done until after that.
We won't be able
Right.
to do it until spring.
Okay. Thank
At
you, Sharon.
minimum.
Yeah.
Right.
The gazebo, I did call, because the gentleman that does our landscaping wanted to do the beds with bark mulch, but he wants to make sure that it looks nice for the patriotic celebration. So I did call Reed's Ferry today to confirm, and they did tell me that they are scheduled to come out here on Saturday, the 8th. I questioned Saturday because she even said to me they usually don't come out Saturday. But she did double check, and they are coming out on Saturday, the 8th. Sorry. Clinton Grove, we haven't done anything different. The propane tank, I do have Irving, they're gonna come out the 3rd week, I think it's the 18th, they're gonna meet me here to talk about the conversion
propane.
and the propane. After that, I'll kinda have some information that I can share with 2 other vendors, so then you get your 3 quotes. I haven't done anything with the cameras or through the ring system here. Security project, that is up and running. It has been for about the last 10 days without issues. Not to say that we didn't have issues, but it is up and running. There's still a little bit more training. Emily's had some training. There's still a little bit more training to do. So Mike was gonna double check before we did anything about releasing the check. We did have a little bit of snag, not sure exactly, because I'm not technically involved, but it had something to do with when the cameras came off, it threw the server and all the computers off. Everything shut off. So it needed a different IP address, but it appears that they worked through that with PASIC and Spalding Hill together the day that they were there. And like it said, Mike said it's been good for 10 days, so it looks like we've made the fix.
Good.
The doghouse out there, Benji had said maybe it's something that they could do in the fall. Instead of getting 3 quotes, the guys could come over and do what we wanted to do to close it up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be pretty, but it wouldn't cost you. They already paid.
Yeah.
Might cost you a few materials.
Who
But
said
let's
that?
see what we do.
DPW.
Oh, DPW.
Let's see what we do with out here before we make a decision on that, because
Mm-hmm.
maybe we could do something downstairs with the propane. I don't know.
Right. And that's the other thing too, is
Yeah.
it may, you know, they're gonna wanna go in and out that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When they're doing the
So,
boiler.
so let's move on to Century Roofing, for the safety complex. Sherry, there's 145 square? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're looking at the weather and they're anticipating starting this Thursday, and, the anticipation is to be 3 or 4 days, provided it stays dry. So, that
Good
was
luck
it.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they need 3 or 4 dry days, because if you take it all off, and it's just gonna be a mess, so. That's what their plan is for Thursday, this Thursday, so I'll let both chiefs know. Actually, I haven't talked to Benji about the next one, or the town hall. The bike rodeo, you know, has been advertised, I've seen it out there.
Yeah.
They're gonna do that right after the parade.
Good.
Okay.
Page 2.
Move on to the next one. Joint losses meeting, I think this week, Wednesday. ACO, they received 3 applications and all 3 are gonna be interviewed. It was my understanding this week, through some sort of an oral board system, and then they'll have a top candidate come forward after they're done. The personnel policy, where we are now with that, I know I've left it very vague, is it's been gone through, there's been some suggested changes, and then I received from, I think, 5 or 6 other towns, their personnel policies. And what I'm trying to do is to make a comparison to see if we're kind of the same as far as earned time, as far as some other things in it. That's where the comparison is just still out there. I mean, I could provide you what we have, but I kind of like to provide the comparison only for the fact that if somebody's going to hop from one to another, our benefits kind of stay the same, which is kind of out there. I have not heard nothing more on the PLC purchase. We're nearing the completion on 11.
Chief of Police Search.
Yes, I'm sorry, Chief of Police Search. We're nearing completion. I should have an answer later this week.
Okay.
On, as far as the contract part that we tentatively agreed to. The, Class 6 Road, I sent an email out, but I do know that the 8th is the day that they had to put all the paperwork to, Hillsborough County for the other lawsuit is the 8th, so, the one on
Saturday,
Quaker Street. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think he's probably up to his ears in that one, but I'll follow back with him on that one, because we just need to make a motion. Public hearing for non-resident fees. I've scheduled that, it's gonna go in the paper, it's scheduled for Monday, the 17th at 6:45. And just for in between, Friday I have something in the afternoon, I'll be here in the morning. Wednesday is personal, Thursday, you can see what's written there, you don't have to say it publicly.
Nope.
And I would like to have a non-public briefly. No, we don't have to do non-public yet. The building inspector, not gonna do names. This week, we're being covered on Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday afternoon, through our mutual aid agreement with Goffstown. I was reached out to by 3 area part-timers. The part-timer in Francistown, the part-timer in Henniker, and the part-timer in Dunbarton all expressed an interest in being part-time here, which I want to talk greater detail after in non-public about. I'd like to set up some time to interview so that we could get moving. So I would like to do that
Sooner than later.
this week. I'd like to kind of do it maybe Wednesday. So I'd like to just talk detail about people in non-public about that one.
Yep.
And then I do have one other, it's public knowledge. I have a retirement letter today, and it just said, "Good morning, Naomi. Please accept this letter as notice that I'll be retiring from my role here at the town of Weare Selectmen's office effective June 28th. And that's Mary. Her son and I had a conversation with Beth, and her last physical working day is going to be this Friday. And then she has time, vacation time, that she's going to
Roll out.
roll out, so for the next 3 weeks after that, so we wouldn't be able to find a replacement, which I'd like to further talk about in B. Because I've
C or
got some
B?
ideas under B,
Okay.
because you're gonna be looking for a replacement. So I just wanted, I wish her the best.
Yep, absolutely.
So
Yep, definitely.
it just said her last day, it says the last day working is June 7th, being acceptable given the ongoing decline in health. So she's gonna be paid out over the next 3 weeks, so.
Okay.
And she's been here how long?
What's that?
How long has she been employed here?
Since 2002, so it's been 17 years.
17 years.
Yeah.
Huh.
So other than that, like I said, I want to just talk a little bit non-public, won't be very long. I'll get some information out of you.
I just want to go back to 11, chief of police search.
Yes.
I want to use the correct term. We have terms of agreement with the chief. There's not a contract right now.
Oh, yeah. I didn't say,
So,
did I
well,
say contract?
we said contract, and I just wanted to be clear that it's terms of agreement,
Yeah,
so.
thank you.
No, not a problem, I just want to make sure that, so. All right, correspondence, other business. Yes, no, maybe?
Nothing?
Are we doing anything for Chip?
I already did.
Already did.
We already did it.
Yeah.
We had lunch with Chip on the 23rd. Over at Country Spirits. And we gave him a plaque of 15 years and had lunch with him. He didn't want,
He didn't want
Some
anything.
people are
Lucky
fun.
we got that much out
Some
of it.
people are funny, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want anything.
He didn't want anything, he just wanted to go out and drift off into the sunset.
Yep.
I did receive some correspondence, from one of our roofing bidders.
No.
And, no, it was very, it was actually very professional, very nice. I'll actually read it. And I got it today, and I didn't want to respond until I notified the board. Right there. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out regarding a bid I submitted for the roofing replacement at the safety complex. I reached out to Naomi, but have not heard back as of yet, and I was hoping to get some information on why we were not selected for the job. Was the bid lacking information, or was it cost? I would like to make sure all information is provided and/or more competitive pricing is offered for future projects. Thank you. And that was the owner of
North Point.
North Point. So, I will respond to him. I'm an old high school buddy of his.
Oh,
So,
that's the connection.
yeah, that's the connection. I'm sure that's why he kind of reached out to me as well. Yeah, we were pretty tight back in high school, so.
You have the list of where he was?
I don't, but I'm sure it's in the minutes, and that's where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
I was gonna go back
Yeah,
to the
we
minutes and
listed
get
from
the
top to
list,
bottom,
and
yeah.
actually reference it and probably put a
Yeah.
copy on it for him.
Okay.
Just to let him know, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree it was cost. So,
Yeah, and I
it was
think-
not product,
yeah.
it was cost.
No, it was more of cost.
So.
I think he was middle, if I remember, he was middle.
Middle, I believe so, yeah, he wasn't too
Yeah.
far, he wasn't out of the park, he was not there, so. But that was all I had under correspondence, other business, I believe.
North Point.
Anybody else?
No.
Okay.
Can I just,
He was actually,
I thought he was high.
no,
he
he was
was,
middle.
he was high, he was at 69. He wasn't the highest, but he was at 69, the
Yeah, we had some
highest.
70s.
The highest was Queen City at 79, and
Yeah. So he-
Westbrook at
So he
77.
was still in the middle,
Yeah.
in the middle.
So,
And we
High side in the
awarded,
middle.
yeah, high side of middle,
high middle,
high
upper
middle,
middle class.
right.
I just, I want to move on from the 20th, but I need to in my mind ask a question. There was a phrase made that I'm a little sick and tired of what's going on around here, and you never really answered Ricky as to what. What do you meant by that?
Well, first of all, that was well orchestrated.
What
And,
was
and I
well
still think,
Whoa,
all right,
whoa, whoa, what was well orchestrated?
never mind. I don't want
No, I
to
just-
get into anything. I keep it to myself and I'll just deal with
No,
what's
I mean,
going on.
I want to know if.
No, now I want to know what's well orchestrated. I really do. What was well orchestrated?
It just was. I don't want
What
to,
was,
I don't
though?
want to discuss. I thought that I thought
But I want to
left-
discuss it because it's me that you're talking about, and I want to talk about it. Because at 1 hour and 16 minutes, you said, I'm a little bit sick and tired on what's going on around here. He turned to you and said, which is what? And then you turned and insinuated, you didn't call me those words, of being lied to, which to me.
No, I
you-
did, no.
You can watch it, because I
I
wrote it all
didn't,
down.
I didn't call you a liar.
You did not call me a liar, but the
Right, but I felt
insinuation
as
is
though
out there.
I was lied to that day. That's how I
Well,
expressed
you go back
it.
to the minutes, and what you asked me was never on the week before's minutes.
No, it was after the
Right,
meeting,
which
that's
we-
why, which is what's happening here, and
Exactly.
that's what's going on. We go into non-public, and then we come out of non-public and we start discussing things, and they're not anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That is what's not right.
Okay, but that still doesn't, I want to just know what you meant. There was something behind what you said. I'm
I
a little
ca-
bit
you
sick
know
and
what? I
tired on
don't
what's
know.
going around. I want to know, because if somebody from, in the building, I mean, there's 8 of us.
Nothing to do
but
with
there's
it.
8 of us in this building, and I'm responsible for this building.
I understand that.
And for some reason, I'm the big bad wolf that sits upstairs in the corner office
I
that
just
nobody
think
wants
it's
to
a
talk
lack
to.
of communication a lot, Naomi,
But with who?
with everybody.
Well, how do
Like
you know
today, I felt
everybody?
it was lack of communication with us. I feel as though we should have known about the WMUR in case anybody calls us. I may call you. Do you know what I'm trying to
Yeah, they
say?
showed up
I
here
just
without
think that it's.
Yeah.
Well, the other day when we were meeting upstairs, we had the meeting on Wednesday.
Yeah.
John happened to go in when somebody was talking with you, and then he came out and he made a comment, and I didn't take anything from it. This is not, but he made the comment. I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, oh, it's just lack of communication. You were meeting with people in your office, and you just said that it was lack of
I
communication.
never went in that room that night. I never went into that meeting room.
God, I must be
opened
in
that
a
door.
different world.
I'm
never went in.
asking-
There was a gentleman in there, and one of the town employees was in there with him, and you made the comment, you were at the door, Naomi's door, because she was in there, and you just said that it was a lack of communication. That's what you said,
Before or after the meeting?
before the meeting,
Don't remember.
when we were standing there. I don't know, I don't even know what it was about, I don't want to know, but it just seems like there just seems to be.
But there had to have been something that spurred you to just blurt that out at 1 hour and 16 minutes when we were talking about
Into the tape,
1 hour and 16 minutes on the YouTube, you blurted right out, I'm a little bit sick and tired on what's going on around here. He turned to you and said, which is what? And then you went on about being lied to. So
okay.
no one ever answered
The thing
what
is,
going on
okay,
around
all
here.
right, what I tried to say, and I said it earlier, that we are the ones to make the final decisions. And I don't think a lot of times we do. I think that some things that are decisions that should be made at the board level are not being made at the board level. They're being done for us.
Can you give me an example?
You know,
I'm just asking, because
I
how can
don't,
correct
you know what,
something, though?
Naomi, I don't want to carry this on right here
I don't
right
either,
now.
but I'd like to know if, I mean, the morale in this building gets blamed on me. And
I don't know what, I have no idea.
And I
I'm
don't
not
know
ta-
why, but I can't stop something, and I just have a hard time believing.
That's
that
what
there-
my problem
that there
is, that-
wasn't something that was bothering you other than, you
No.
know.
It's the fact that as board members, we should be making decisions.
And you are.
Sometimes after the fact, or we're handed it.
Sometimes after the fact.
Well, like after the fact was the one about the town warrant. That was after the fact. We knew that after the fact.
About the town warrant.
About the printer? About the
No,
update?
no.
Or
That
about
it was
the
gonna
RSA?
be late.
The tax warrant, not the
Yeah,
town
ta-
warrant. I
well,
think the town
tax
warrant's right in
warrant.
front of you.
You know what, I'm so frustrated right now. I mean, I
Well, me
feel like
too.
I'm on a,
No, me too, but I mean,
judge
you're
and
the one who
jury
said it,
here.
and I'm just wanted to know, for my benefit, was it directed at something that I'm doing in this building?
no.
Because there's an awful lot that comes back to me that insinuation was my fault. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong if I can't fix it, if nobody can tell me. You said you're sick and tired of what's going on around here. So I'd like to know what's going on
Around here.
Not the building, but this board.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, as long as it's that way, I took it for something more than that.
Nope, and it shouldn't have
And
been.
I just wanted more clarification, because it
Nope,
was blurted
that's the
exactly that way.
clarification. Well,
you know, I spend a lot of time with all of you, a lot.
I try not to bother you during the week, and, you know, and
I don't
that's
know
why.
But-
Well,
Why don't
I-
you?
But it comes back to if you need information and you know, for some reason at the spur of a moment, hey, I need X, Y, Z,
Yeah.
give her a call. I mean, I understand that she's busy,
Yeah.
but
Well, that's what, I know she has a lot to do.
Every-
and
every time I-
time is precious. So I don't want to go up there and spend an hour or two with her if I don't.
Right.
But I
You
just,
know.
I mean, the door's there, the phone works both ways. I know
Right.
sometimes you have to leave a message,
Yep.
but I hear honestly from 4 of you and not you. I hear from Sherry and I talked today. I think I talked to everybody today except for you. So, I mean, I may not be right there because my policy, if somebody said it, I don't answer the phone because I think that's rude. But it may take me a little while to get back to you, but I do get back to you. And if you
I got
want
that one.
something,
Right.
you know, I just think sometimes a communication with, you know, the whole, with Lauren and Avatar, I'm just saying.
Yep.
That could have been resolved, and I didn't have to run in and out at Primex looking like an idiot. That if a phone call could have been to me.
Well, I didn't want to disturb you at your meeting.
But I ended up being disturbed several
Well,
times.
How did I know everybody else was going to get involved?
But I don't know why you couldn't have started with me. Like you said at the meeting, you're the CEO and I'm underneath you.
Yeah.
So why did you ignore me altogether and go
That
out
wasn't,
the way?
no, I don't mean it in that respect. That is
Well, that's
not
how I
what.
feel.
Well, no, that's not, that's
can't
not,
change how I
well,
feel.
you know, things get twisted, and that is definitely not. What I'm trying to say is we're the decision makers,
Most certainly.
and that's
always
basically,
respected
and
that.
that's,
But that's always been respected.
I don't think it was on that. Because I think that under the RSA, we were the
But
signers.
I also think there was some internal stuff that you were not aware of, like not being ready to print. We
It
weren't going to
doesn't
be
even-
ready to
That's
print.
part,
We weren't ready to print till the 21st. I understand what you're saying. Just like getting the minutes to DRA on timely fashion from deliberative session. We didn't do that one year. There's no real penalty.
you know what, the low blows are okay. I'm not trying to do that to you, I'm not. Because if
I
you
just
really want
I
to go
just
there,
think
I
what-
can, and
Well,
I don't
see,
want to
then-
do
Then
that.
don't drop hints like that because
Well,
you
it's
know
true.
something more. So let's air it out. I don't have a problem.
Because if I do air it out, then everybody else in town will feel the same way.
Well,
But
there's
not
a-
about, not
There's a
not
ton of
about,
information that's out there.
no. There is something that we did that we should not have done.
as a board,
And I don't, I want to
was
drop
it,
it.
was it performed in non-public?
No.
Okay, then. So what was it?
Well, it wasn't, but it does involve non-public, so I don't want to go into it.
Okay.
Well, I'm just asking because a phrase like you mentioned, I mean,
You know what,
Because-
I don't know why I'm being put on the spot here.
well, you're the one who said it. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, but I tried to tell you and explain to you what my reasoning was, and if you can't take it for that,
I just,
then I'd really rather drop it here and now.
we can drop it if it stops there. Because it usually doesn't. And I work with you guys, I'll work with you. But when my staff runs around behind me and it comes through different venues or out on the street comes back to me that they heard it from a board member, that's wrong as well. So I'll drop it as well, but if we'll respect each other. Because if
I
the
don't know what
board
you heard
needs, if the
from-
board needs something from me, the phone works, the email works, please just ask. I may not be sitting right there waiting for you, but the forward goes to my phone.
Okay.
And I
She gets
think it's
And I would just
respectful
like
to
the
each other.
respect from you too, that if it's something that we should be making the decision of, it shouldn't be made prior to,
Well, I'm telling you, I don't know what you're talking about, other than I've always brought it to you.
okay?
So if there's something particular you want to talk about, we can do that. But I've always brought it to you because I don't have any authority.
But you did have the authority. It doesn't matter. You didn't know about the situation, about the person, about not being able to run off the bills prior. And you made the decision to not have the bills have the thing to us on the 15th. Or for us to have it signed and over there for the 15th. So, which is the RSA that we were supposed to be following. So that should have been our decision, whether it was there on time or not on time.
I don't know that I made that decision. It just wasn't it wasn't ready.
She wasn't even in town.
on the
But
15th.
she
It
knew
was
it
in her-
wasn't ready.
It was in her box on the 15th.
It was in my inbox.
It
It's
was in her
supposed-
inbox, but she
it's-
wasn't in town to present it to us. So I
Okay.
don't see how it can be her fault.
It could have been presented to us. If it was in the box on the 15th, we could have signed it.
It was in her box.
well,
She
It
wasn't
was
here.
emailed to me to
It had
print.
to be posted in a meeting.
It had to be
It was
printed.
emailed to me to print in the
Printed.
my mailbox on the 15th.
Yeah, it wasn't in hard copy. It was an email.
I got it by email on the 15th, by the end of the day, so that it met the quota.
It
I
wasn't
here.
printed?
It wasn't, it was emailed to me. I don't know, I mean, I wasn't here, but it was emailed to me.
The warrant
It's
was
in my-
printed, wasn't it?
It was printed after, sure, but it
When
was
was
in
it,
my email.
when was it printed?
I have to ask. I don't know.
Okay.
But it was in my email by the end of the day on the 15th, but I was up at a conference.
Conference.
So I wasn't here to run it off.
Well, I didn't think you ran it off anyway.
Well, I could have, if it gets emailed, I can have access to the
Right.
printer as well. But
Okay.
the obligation was made, it got to
Okay.
me. So we're not gonna split hairs anymore, we're gonna be respectful to each other, that's all I ask.
Yep. Moving forward.
Okay.
Okay.
So I only have, non-public to discuss,
The personnel stuff.
yeah, B.
All right. Moving on, non-public on RSA 91A3, Roman numeral 2, B.
We won't be long.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.